Okay, so let's start and welcome to Wit Shaper and thank you so much for joining me. And we can start with your, a brief introduction that how exactly you started your career journey from a teacher to a writer. So over to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me here. My name is Risha Khan. I am currently living in Mumbai. Actually, I hail from Chhattisgarh, Bhilai. Bhilai is also known as the industrial capital of Chhattisgarh, known for Bhilai steel plant, and it is also educational hub. This is in Bhilai, where I did my graduation in information technology. I pursued bachelor's engineering in information technology. And after completing my graduation, I did some teaching in schools. I have 1.5 years of experience of teaching in schools and colleges as well. I have been in Bhilai since 2007. Basically, I was born and brought up in Jagdalpur. It is also in Chhattisgarh under Bastar district. So in the year 2014 I got married. It was kind of a huge gap after completing my graduation. I was thinking of something to get back to my feet again, something so that I could be financial independent again. So for that, I thought I was planning about doing web development. So I thought of a few courses. I searched for many courses, and then I decided on doing a boot camp, web development boot camp on Udemy app. So things were going very smoothly at that time. Around the year 2020, I was thinking like my life was moving towards a dead end. For some reasons, I was thinking that my I'm not this coding thing is definitely not my cup of tea. So I was scrolling through Instagram that time, and I came across a short video of my mentor Rajinder Soni sir. So he was teaching content writing. It was his brief introduction video on how he would be teaching content writing, and he also described his own experience, how long has he has been involved in content writing. So I was in dilemma. At one point, I was like thinking about should I continue with web development or should I continue to writing. So I've been thinking this a long time back about starting a career in freelance writing, but I had no experience. So what I finally made this call. I contacted Rajinder Soni sir and he told me about whole process, how to join Digital Entrepreneurs Hub, and then what follows next. So we had a very long call, and he described me about this whole process that I had to write around 10 articles to pass the bootcamp challenge. So the challenge involved writing 10 articles, and I was very clueless about what to write about. But I finally made my decision that I have to do something about my life. So I finally decided that I will move from web development to content writing. I attended many sessions conducted by Rajinder Soni sir on content writing, like how to write a blog article, what is usually the template writing a stellar article, like starting from title, choosing an eye-catching title, then moving to a summary that has a short description, and then he described everything about how to write a stellar article. So after watching his sessions, I wrote 10 articles on bullet journaling. Bullet journaling is something like keeping track of your past records, organizing your present, and planning your future. uh, this method, or you say that blood journaling thing, was actually written. This whole thing was written by Radar Carroll in his book, The Blood Journal Method. So finally, I decided to write 10 articles on blood journaling, and successfully I passed the bootcamp challenge, and I was awarded the certificate and cash prize by my mentor Rajinder Soni sir. And since then, it has been no looking back. It was like a complete career change, like from doing starting making my mind to do web development, and then again suddenly moving to content writing.
Okay, so now you are completely focusing on content writing, and you are actually, kind of made up your mind that you will be uh, focusing to become a content writer, right? So let
Yes.
us discuss about, what exactly do we mean by a content writing, and who is a content writer? What all things they do?
Content writing is basically writing about on blogs. Like more than blogs, blogs are actually more on personal basis. When we write articles, they are based on research. So content writers are hired by many sites to write content, post content for their websites, or it could also be e-magazines. So this is what content writers basically do. It requires a thorough research practice and usually a writing practice most of the time.
Okay, and if suppose somebody else wants to start a career in content writing, so I mean, like, what kind of knowledge they need to gain? Like, okay, if you want to start your career into career content writing, so these are the kind of things you have to learn, or you have to gain the knowledge of these fields.
Usually what happens is it depends on your niche, your subject area, your expertise. This is what. And then most basic thing is you must know all the concepts about the area, the subject matter you are going to write about, doing a thorough research and planning everything through mind mapping, keynoting everything, and then finally sketching out everything, and then start writing about it. The research is very important in this case because, to be honest, it doesn't actually require any basic qualification to become a content writer. Once you have gained expertise in your niche or macro niche, you can go forward, and then there will be no looking back from then on.
Okay. And I mean, like, if I talk about the skills uh, of content writing, so what are the most important skills one needs to develop if anybody wants to become a content writer?
To become a content writer, like I said, we should know about the niche, the subject area. When we know about the niche, we can delve deeper into the macro niche area, like from moving from the generalist zone to the specialist zone. It is all about, and then yes, problem solving skills is also very important. Like our audience who reads our articles or blogs, they come to us, they trust us that their problem will be solved. So empathy is also one thing that is very important, that content writers should understand that what their audience wants from them, that the questions must be answered. This is actually what matters the most. That is promising to commit less and deliver more. It is almost about that.
And what exactly is the role of reading when it comes to content writing?
Reading is as important as writing. Like research, we have to do a lot of research. If like I do write something or blood journaling or ADHD, I have to know all everything. What are the symptoms of ADHD? At what age it is? Is it something related to age or something like that? So it is all about how much you know about your subject, how much you can deliver to your audience, how you can solve your readers' problems. So reading and researching like go hand in hand together. Reading is very important. Like staying in uh, touch with the current affairs, what's going on with the content area or subject area,
And
like that.
what are the tools, which are available, which a content writer should know about?
The tools basically content writers use Google Docs. In Microsoft is also, but basically Google Docs. Grammarly can be used, but a content writer should not rely completely on these tools such as Grammarly or Hemingway app. The content writer should have ability to write and as well as edit and proofread the content on his own. Apps like Grammarly can be like assistants, but most probably it is all about writing. Then it also involves marketing, so designing skills are also one aspect of content writing, like how once the article has been prepared, it has been published, then how to market it to the audience, how it can reach audience, it also matters. So somehow designing skills also matters in this aspect. Like, software like Canva, there are many software like Canva that content writers can use to market their content.
Okay, and what exactly is the role of, uh, if I say the digital marketing or the SEO part uh, for content writing?
When it comes,
Do you need to have some kind of a basic understanding of SEO and digital marketing, the social media marketing?
social media marketing, yes, about that, like, there are certain keywords that are actually present within the title of the article itself that actually act as a catalyst. So, what happens is when we, for example, there is, I'm going to write an article about 10 ways to handle difficult projects or how to simplify digital projects for beginners. So beginners here are the target audience. So it is a keyword usually. This keyword signifies the target audience, and the tools are also one important keyword that is used for project management. So these keywords are actually very significant when it comes to SEO. This is what keywords help in ranking higher in social engine search results.
Okay, and what exactly is the role of social media platforms in when it comes to writing? Do they do you really need to have some kind of understanding about all these platforms if you want to become a content writer?
Like, they are actually very important because social media is kind of integral part of our lives. Whatever message we want to deliver to our target audience, we need social platforms for that. And there are different, like, LinkedIn is for professional people, Facebook is for general audience, Instagram is basically for youngsters. So once we have written the content for our target audience, we can market our content through these social media platforms for organic reach or to reach our target audience. This is what happens, like, we could give a description about what our article is about, so that the intended audience can reach us. They can contact us. This is kind of starting journey of becoming an influencer or a content creator. So
Okay,
we cannot ignore the significance of these social media platforms.
okay. And are there any writing practices which a content writer should know, that okay, these are some of the important writing practices that you should follow if you want to become a content writer?
Basically, to become a content writer, knowing how to research is very important. Writing daily Maintaining writing as a daily habit is important, very much important for creators. Like, it kinds of rewires our subconscious mind to keep doing things that we love to do. And most importantly, We all we need to do is keep writing, keep reading. Both go hand in hand. And yes, it all is very important. Like this, having a consistency is basically most important of all. Like keep with dedication and determination, we must keep going in this way, and we must be stay updated with our niche area or our subject matter in that case.
Okay, so it means that research, then you have to practice, and then you have to, keep yourself updated with the latest in whatever field you are kind of, have chosen your writing field, right? So these are the few basic practices, writing practices one needs to uh, kind of follow, right? So now, if I talk about, starting a writing career, okay, so like. How one can kind of improve their writing skills, that okay, these are the few basic steps which you can follow, because you started your career from a web teacher to web development to content writing, and you have idea that how exactly you started your journey as a content writer, and what all kind of steps you have followed, and that is the reason that okay, you actually were able to able to improve your writing skills, because when you started you were not that much aware, but right now if you compare yourself from the previous Risha Khan, so there are a lot of kind of improvements. So if anybody else wants to come into this field, so what kind of steps they can follow to improve their writing skills?
So in this case, I'm very lucky that I was actually backed, supported by this community, and I had support of my mentor Rajinder sir. So all this whole my writing journey, he was the one who had this handheld approach to help me understand how this writing journey goes. Like something starting from how to write content, then from content writing, I've forayed into content editing. Editing can be a very painstaking process, but it is equally important as writing. Then, proofreading is also very much important. So, all these things, then, and as the time progresses, technology also changes, needs, demands also changes. So, then slowly we also forayed into copywriting, then to this camera confidence group, where we understood that as content writers, writing isn't just one aspect. Be very confident in front of the camera, because it is that age where we have to face our fears, where we have to conquer our fears and come in front of the audience. It is equally important. So I realized that mere staying behind the writing, it is equally important to come in front of the audience, to conquer your, to come out, to step out of the comfort zone. So having a community can actually be very, have advantage over on doing on your own. So I would suggest anyone who wants to start content writing, they should join a community. Like digital entrepreneurs have to start their writing journey.
Okay, and I mean, like, if I talk about content writing, so there are like few things which are really important. Okay, so one thing is that infographics, right? Other thing is that case studies.
Yes,
The third thing is titles.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
and uh, the kind of topic which you have to
yes,
choose, so that your readers will be kind of finding it interesting to read. Okay,
yes.
so please tell me that how exactly you do all these type of things, that how you decide that okay, this will be the infographics for my thing, or this will be the title, or this will be kind of case study. So how exactly you decide all these things?
So to decide all these things, I was always guided and supported by my mentor. Like we usually discuss about these things through sessions or through calls. That he keeps giving suggestions to me. Like you could do this, start experimenting on Canva app. So this is one thing that we can do with infographics to create infographics for case studies, like case studies or stories. These two factors are actually very crucial while writing a story because they make the article look more authentic. For example, if I'm going to start my content writing career as a traveler, so it is very important that I must have visited a certain place to write something about that place, or otherwise it won't sound authentic at all. So stories are something that people can connect with very easily. Case studies, same thing goes with the case studies, like in medical field. So I mean, or anything like weight loss. If I have to write an article on weight loss, then I have to write my own journey, like how my diet was, what I did to reduce my weight. So all these things kind of create an authentic touch to the article so that the readers can relate to it easily. Otherwise, the readers will simply think that this is like sort of cooked up story, so they won't be able to connect with that thing. Case studies, therefore, are that much important, or let's say stories are crucial for the content writing part.
Okay, and are there any writing, styles which a content writer should know?
There are actually very different styles like APA style and MLA style. So basically, we have been following more the APA style for writing. I haven't discovered the other, but basically, we go through the APA style
What
only.
exactly this APA styling is, like what all things you follow into this?
Basically, in APA, we try to understand how the titles will be made, how the sentences would be formed in this case, like what words need to be capitalized, what adjectives must be used, or all these things, like which word should be highlighted more. So there is this, like we create an eye catchy title, then we create a summary is something which usually visible to readers. It is actually not visible to a writer when they see their own content. Then comes the body part, when they give a brief introduction about what their topic is about. Then what we do next is some bullet points, like explaining that subject in bullet points, and and then we add a story so that we can connect to the readers, and then a conclusion plus a call to action so that it could invoke the readers to write comments or post queries.